Ah, curious. What makes you Chinese?
Well, I guess the most basic answer would be that my parents are Chinese. But then again, what makes them Chinese? So I guess we would just track down our ancestry and our lineage back to who our forefathers were, our great grandparents, and they were the ones who actually immigrated from China to Singapore. So then they will be considered Chinese, and hence we will be considered Chinese as well, like their descendants.
Okay, what makes you Caucasian?
I think my skin color, really. That's all I see it as, really. I don't see it as a deeper thing.
What makes you Indian?
What makes me Indian? Besides the sharp features, I must say, my love for butter chicken. That makes me Indian. No. Butter chicken and naan.
Okay.
That's about it. I listen to Bollywood music more than I listen to English songs.
I know that.
You would know that.
So you want to answer a question like that as well? What makes you Malay?
I feel like being Malay is also a bit complicated because increasingly in Singapore, for you to be a Malay is kind of synonymous with you being a Muslim person as well.
Okay.
So I feel like the two go hand in hand, and that kind of defines most of people's idea of what being Malay means. So in that respect, I'm queer, which is not something that's easily accepted in my community. I don't necessarily completely believe in the faith anymore, which is also something that is very important to my family.
Actually, I'm kind of curious because honestly, I don't really sit down to converse with Chinese people about such things. Would you consider yourself as Chinese as a person from China, or as Chinese as a person from San Francisco?
Okay, so that's a good question. But my stance is that everyone accepts me as Chinese and identifies me as Chinese. But to me, like, I don't really care whether I'm Chinese or not. So it doesn't really matter whether I'm seen as a Chinese from San Fran or China.
Oh, so
but but I do know some people who get a bit triggered by that. Like, I had a friend who said, like, someone asked whether you're Chinese, and he said, oh, no, I'm Singaporean Chinese.
Does that mean like what makes you Indian is like all the things that are that go with like Indian culture, Indian food? Because does that mean if I like Bollywood music and I like butter chicken, I can?
Would that make you Indian? No, I don't know. I don't think so. No, it depends what you define Indians to be.
I think to add to that, I don't do a lot of Indian things in school as well. Like I took Malay as a second language, or now it's called mother tongue. In my time, it was called second language. I have all kinds of friends from various racial groups, but I don't speak any Indian languages. So when I'm in a group where people are speaking in an Indian language, I don't really fit in. I don't feel like I fit in.
I think it's quite my race really comes out to me, and I'm aware of it more when I'm traveling around the region. So say I'm going to Thailand or Indonesia, and then I just feel like I'm treated differently to other people, maybe ripped off or that kind of thing. So yeah.
What is Eurasian like?
That's the thing. Personally, I find that because we're so eclectic, I don't have an identity. I don't have any reference to a common ritual, and whatever I learned in social studies really didn't make sense to me because remember social studies when we were young. So Eurasians were blonde, wear Western clothes. They only celebrate Christmas apparently, and they go to church. So it's like that is all I learned from there. So when it comes to what it means to be Eurasian, I honestly have no benchmark. I have no way to identify I am Eurasian besides this is my name and my parents, I guess. Yeah, so it's pretty isolated, I guess, in my case.
Growing up, were there moments that made you proud you were Malay?
I wouldn't say being proud, but I would say that there were moments where I could acutely feel that being Malay and having achieved certain things or having done certain things meant something to my family, to the society that I was living in. So, for instance, like going to local university. I know that being a Malay person and being able to go into local university is not uncommon nowadays, but still being able to do that and like having my family be proud of something like that, particularly because as a Malay person, the expectation might not be as strong to do that. So I think moments like that, knowing that whatever achievements that I have made in life or whatever things that I've done would be otherwise considered very normal, but because of how the society sees what I could achieve as a Malay person or what the Malay society can achieve, so things like this becomes like, yeah.
Growing up, were there moments that made you proud that you were mixed race?
I think I always saw myself as just being different and unique to majority of the population, and that was very special to me. In spite of the challenges, it was very special to me. So I am very proud, and I've always been very proud of my racial mix, and I'm proud that our children have also a unique racial mix. Proud to be moments that made me proud to be Indian. I can't really think of it. I mean, I didn't really peg my success to who I was racially or anything. It was just maybe socially, because I didn't come from a wealthy family, so success always meant a lot more to me because I made it despite the odds. So it wasn't so much about a racial thing, it was more like a social thing that, coming from the background that I came from, I wasn't wealthy, and I came from a troubled family background. My parents eventually got divorced. So all those things made me proud for whatever achievements that I had. It was all of that. It was despite of that social background thing. But I can't think of why I'd be proud of being I'm proud of being me.